COVID time, the lessons are online. So we have lessons, especially from Monday till Friday, and it has its own good side and its bad side. So I think it's good side that you don't have to go through transports all the time and wait for the classes and waste time for the class to start. But its bad side is that you don't close to your classmates, you don't come close to the lab and see things through your own eyes, like straight hand. So this is kind of the downside. But overall, I'd prefer the online classes. Yeah, it's a bit more easy.
The lessons are all online now due to COVID, and it's quite challenging and new, but we use applications such as Google Classroom, Google Meets, and the professors try their best by using the most up-to-date and latest software and resources for us. I think it's alright studying at home. I find it quite easy and relaxed because there's no worried about getting to university on time, no worried about finding transportation. So it's really enjoyable for me studying online. Completely new to me, I don't think anything's completely new to me, but something that I do find a bit difficult is just getting my head around cytology and probably anatomy, and that's mostly due to the fact that it's currently online, so we don't have the physical experience and the physical exposure to all the bones or all the anatomy cytology slides. I've had one exam so far in the university. It's been a chemistry colloquium, and I'm yet to receive my results, but I think that it went pretty well. The colloquium is basically a midterm exam, and it just tests your knowledge on everything you've done so far to make sure you recall and actively learn what you've been taught so far. So it helps you prepare for your final exam instead of just leaving all to the end.
The best subject, well, I like all this, like for me, anatomy. I think human body is just so interesting. So yeah, that's why I chose medicine to begin with. So that's the best subject for me. Hardest subject, I would say physics maybe. In that sense, it's like I don't know. I didn't think that we would do it in med school, but it is a subject that they make you take for first year. So yeah, and calculations are just something that are not very interesting to a lot of people. So that's why I think physics, yeah, it should be the hardest, I guess.
The most interesting subject to me was, I would say, cytology. Cytology and anatomy. Both of these subjects, I would really love to have them practicing, in person. But I guess that's not happening right now. Hopefully, it will be the same case. But think about anatomy, just really practical-based learning. And I'm really, to me, learning practically is the best way for me to learn. And, I honestly like practical things, doing things with my hands, looking at things, understanding things. And cytology is pretty much the same thing, where I'm looking at microscope slides, learning the different slides, cells and stuff like that.
I like biology. But the problem is it's not that difficult if you understand it, if you get the subject and what the teacher is talking about, and if you study properly, it's not that hard. But the problem is that it's so much, and that's where the most students have their problems in. Chemistry and physics is like the basic stuff you have in your school. If you did your A-levels, you should be able to pass easily.
For my favorite subject, it is Bulgarian classes, because of the Bulgarian teacher is very friendly, and she always smiles, she always have jokes, and she always laugh, and she always like try to help us as she can. And the other subjects I like as well is the biology and cytology. They're quite close to each other, especially cytology, because I like about biology things. That's why I love cytology. Maybe for the hardest subject, I could say it's a bit anatomy sometimes, because it's a bit confusing, because you have to learn sometimes the bones or the structures of the human body in English and sometimes in Latin, so it's a bit hard to pronounce them sometimes. The students from Asia, from Africa, even from Canada, from different places, and everyone is very interested in studying a new culture, new place. So all of them are happy to stay here and try to learn Bulgarian, try to learn Bulgarian people, how they think, and they're all very friendly and lovely people here as well.
the amount of people that are here, you know, I'm sure 100% that you'll find someone who's from the same background if that's something that is, you know, you're looking for.
The students are from basically everywhere. Like I have students in my group who are from Greece and Germany, but they're students from Sweden, UK, Ireland, Spain, France, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, India. So it's actually quite all over the world. And I think there's a student from China or Japan as well. Having the pleasure of having spoken to the other students, it's a great experience so far. It's fascinating to learn about their experiences and their cultures and traditions. And they're all in the same boat as you, so you can relate to a lot of them. And they're always there to help you out, especially the older students.
The upper year students are really helpful. They know exactly what you're going through because they were in your shoes not so long ago, so they can provide a really helpful perspective that maybe other people can't. But yeah, I found them to be really helpful and really nice. The professors are nice actually. They're always willing to help you, always willing for you to ask questions. That you can tell they're really excited about what they teach and like they're passionate about it, which makes learning very easy.
Honestly, professors are amazing. I have like some of the best professors, you know, they're going, you know, I just feel so, you know, it's such a surreal thing, you know, some professors are going out of their way to like, you know, help you out. Some of my professors, even though we're all, like doing distance learning, you know, some of them are like, you know, if you want, I can do extra classes over the weekend. Because one of the things that happened last week was basically we missed a class, like a cytology class. So the professor went out of his way to take an extra class over the weekend, you know, out of his own time and out of like his own time. You know, he could be doing a lot of things, but he chose to teach us. That just means a lot to me, you know, if professors are going out of the way. So that tells you a lot about the professors in this uni, you know, they'll go out of their way to help you out.
The professor-student relationships are very different from professor because it depends on the professor, if the professor is open with his students or if he isn't. And most of my professors are very open, to be honest. Like they're also young age. Like I have some that are a bit older, but I have some like they are very young, and we love much and we joke much and stuff. Like they are very open with us, and you don't have like this. Of course, you have some sort of respect. You have to have it because it's your professor. But they treat you very nice, and they're not so not so closed. They're open-minded.